News Center Maine is partnering with the Maine-Monitor to bring you some of the reporting being done right now by journalists at the nonprofit independent publication. And we feature one of their stories every Monday right here. Today, we are talking about medical transportation. So not ambulances, but rather non-emergency rides. Almost a year ago, the Maine-Monitor reported on how Modivcare, a transportation broker company with a pending contract to handle all of MaineCare rides throughout the state, has faced complaints from vulnerable riders. As it currently stands, Modivcare is contracted by the state to arrange rides in 8 of our counties. A statewide contract, which was supposed to start last summer, has not been finalized because 2 other companies have now challenged the state's decision in court. They claim the award process was flawed and unfair. Adrienne Washington has been covering this story for the Maine-Monitor. Thanks for being here. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start with a look at what's happening with where the court battle stands. This is between Modivcare and the other non-emergency medical transportation group.
Correct. So Penquist filed an appeal to the Maine Supreme Court to review the awarding of the contract to Modivcare. Penquist argues that the award process and the evaluation gave leniency in favor of Modivcare. The state currently says that Modivcare has a 95% on-time performance rate this year to date, and that they were correct, and that their decision to award the entire state to Modivcare was made in accordance with all required scoring protocols.
Okay, so obviously standing by that decision.
Correct.
In your reporting, which has been going on for a while now, you've certainly talked with riders as well. So that's a part of the equation, I imagine. What are the riders telling you about this experience?
Yeah, absolutely. Many of the riders that I spoke with who either spoke with me or before the Maine State Legislature mentioned challenges with the program. Modivcare controls half of the state and provides rides to half of the counties. And so specifically with Modivcare, there were complaints about riders being left at appointments and being denied rides that they were eligible for without being provided documentation providing the reasoning and the reason why. In one instance, an unknown driver provided a ride to a member in place of an employee. And many who use the program struggle with chronic illnesses and medical conditions, which makes getting to appointments on time and as stress-free as possible even more important for the sake of their health.
And even just that alone is a good description of the type of services that we say these are not ambulances. This is another type of transportation, which a lot of people rely on. So this is making its way to the legislature.
Correct.
Not being taken up, obviously, right now. We're going into a next session. But what will the legislation that our lawmakers will be looking at, what role could that play in this whole situation?
Absolutely. So the goal of the bill that was introduced this session is to improve the program overall by bringing additional transparency and accountability to the metrics that the brokers report. It would create a public-facing dashboard to post all the performance data. And advocates support it in particular because of the large amount of complaints that were coming from Modivcare riders in particular. The state claims Modivcare is on time for 91% of all appointments in 2024 and has met all required performance metrics.
So interesting if it does create an avenue that more people can see those metrics that the state is saying are working or aren't working. Legislation we'll certainly be keeping an eye on in the next session.
Yes, absolutely.
Adrienne, thank you for joining us. An important topic for a lot of our Mainers. If you want to see Adrienne's reporting or any of the work online right now, you can do that at the-maine-monitor.org.